Testing 1 2. All right, let's see. We'll cancel that. All right. So looking around the market today, we got the market is still up since it did the little gap up and move. Still got this level of interest down here at 19,400s. The market, let's see, during the end of yesterday, played around and kind of broke out of these ATR highs and then came back into them. So we got a high up there of 20,000. We'll see if that continues. Right now, the market is red on the day. Look at the SPY as well. Same output. All right, and then one that I traded yesterday was CRVO. CRVO, let's see where it is now. It continued to go higher. Okay. Well, I traded this one yesterday. During this time right here, I saw it do a nice little sell-off here into what I thought was going to be a uptrend. So I got in there and I got about 25. So I got in there 822 down here and I was selling at around 850. So about 25 cents off of that. And as you can see, it continued to grind higher there. So now it's at 1050. What, how much volume is on this thing? Oh, it's got 100,000 in volume, so not that much volume, only up 8%, but definitely gave me some profits on yesterday. Right now, let's see where we are sitting on the week. So let's see, this is the 19th. 19th, we got a FOMC meeting, 2-day meeting, starting March 18th and March 19th. So these 2 days are going to be meetings there. I don't know what they're going to be discussing. Maybe they'll be discussing the month so far. Okay. Dismissing economic morale as fake has real consequences. After 2-day rally, strategists warn sell-off isn't over. Gold rises to record high as Mid-East tensions escalate. Market isn't hearing what it wants from Trump's team. German bonds fall. Toronto excludes Tesla from EV incentive due to U.S. trade war. Trump nominates Bowman to be Fed's top bank cop. Okay. Nvidia getting some good news after their presentation on Monday, maybe, but looks like they're red on the day. Actually, let me go look at Nvidia because I actually bought that one on Friday. Let's see where it is now. Okay, so on Friday, this was which day? It was this day. Okay, so I bought there. Oh wow, it came right on back to where I bought it. So I bought it 119.13 something. It came up and then crashed. So I am glad I got out of that and didn't try to swing it. That is that ain't good. All right, so let's go back to here. Dismissing economic morale is fake. Okay, let's go back to Market Watch. Right now, I'm just waiting for something to pop on the small cap scans. Wall Street's number 2 bull holds his ground. The logic. Trump's popularity could get worse. Bank of America says fund managers have suffered a bull crash. More home builders cut prices to lure buyers put off by high cost. So they're luring buyers, huh? I guess that's an opinion. As recession fears mount, watch Powell's stances on these 4 key issues this week. What is today? Today is Tuesday. Okay. Usually he doesn't speak to Wednesday, but okay. It'll be Tuesday, Wednesday speaking. Might see the markets kind of do a little consolidation maybe. It really hadn't been that many consolidation days. It's been like real motion, either down or up. Wall Street's number 2 bull holds his ground. Okay, so it's pretty much the same news over here. Oops. And so this month, like I said, I took the trade on CRVO yesterday. And so we got pretty much every day we found something to trade, and just have been pushing up the buck. This thing, so let's go to calendar. So this is what we're looking like on the month. Monday, Tuesday, all that stuff. Pretty much just finding things that I can get, 20 to 30 cents on and getting on down. But now it is Tuesday, so it is time to activate. But every week has been okay. We pretty much made up this 19 bucks, and everything else has been pretty smooth selling. Almost a 3-to-1 profit loss ratio. Some of these kind of decreased it, like when I made 9 bucks, that was kind of a big chunk out of it. But usually I'm making around 30 to 40. And if I can find that every day, that's pretty good. If you can do that for however many trading days. So let's see, there's 5 weeks. So let's say 6 times or 5 times 40. And times 4. So, just extra little, almost a grand, but I'll see once we get on down how I want to size up on these. Some of the cheaper ones I'm not able to squeeze as much off of, like Acon. Let's see, Acon I got at $6 and I was able to get 26 cents, but WHLR was $3 and I was barely able to get 2 cents. ASTS was a little bit higher price, 27 bucks, got $1.09. GV was $2 and I only got less than 10 cents off of that. So the higher price ones, I definitely get a little bit more squeeze for my money. The lower price ones, I try not to be greedy and go ahead and get down. Like this $10 one, 30 cents, 30 cents, 30 cents, 91 cents. So, but these cheaper ones, I really don't like leaving money in there because they slam down so hard. So I just take what I can. RexCon 252. 252. Let's see. Back over here on the market. Let's see what oil's doing today. oil went on quite a bit of a run, but I can expect that because most of the conservative stocks are going to be up. Like we read, gold is up, so you know it's gonna happen. But I do like the rotation that I'm having right now. Some days I wake up and there's a nice little mover in pre-market and it's ready to go. And then a lot of days it's just not like that though. A lot of times the things in pre-market just do not meet the criteria and they're just not getting up there. So, but usually every single day I find that pattern that I'm looking for at least once. And if I miss it, I kind of feel kind of like, oh man, because I know that's probably the one time that I'm gonna see it on the day. So I try to take it every time. And if it goes wrong, the risk is 25 bucks, but if it goes right, the more I size up, I'm getting to that risk way faster. Like it's like just a little bounce and then I'm over my risk. But yeah, this has been an interesting thing. Trading days in a year. Oh yeah, 252 trading days in a year. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, if I can do around 40, you know, it's like 10K. But I'm also looking to size up too, because right now, the beginning of the year I reduced my account size. And so I was trading with a $15,000 account or something like that. And then I reduced it down to 2,000. And I paid, yeah, I was just I had like a couple red streaks or whatever, and I was like, you know what? Let me just reduce size and just focus on the process, not really focusing on swinging for the fences or just joining the crowd. I'm like, let me just focus on the process. But as that goes up, that'll be dope. And we'll see. Of course, there's a lot of changes in the um, political field right now with taxes and things like that. So we'll see how all those that goes. But either way it goes, I just set some aside just in case, you know, I get a boomer, and then I'm like, bam, I gotta really get ready for taxes. But I don't know. There's a lot of. Let me go look at this. What was the name of that site? Bills and resolutions. I don't know if y'all ever come out here to the bills and resolutions. They pretty much give you everything. 97 past things, got to vote. But yeah, they got a lot of resolutions out here that are voted on all the time that we may or may not know about. Congressional votes coming up in recap analysis. Government will remain open with cuts March 15th through 2025. The politics of continuing resolutions, rolling back regulations. All right. Government runs out of funding next Friday, March 14th. Okay, it is pretty light week in Congress for public activity. Presumably, members are working behind the scenes on both the continued funding for the current fiscal year and the Republicans' reconciliation bills. The government runs out of funding next Friday. That's a crazy quote. The government runs out of funding next Friday, March 14th. Well, yeah. I guess that didn't exactly happen. And then the market started rebounding last Friday. This week, plus the big picture for Congress funding the government, two confirmations, budget reconciliations. Okay, so this is going back into February. Anyway, some pretty good news out here. Or not news, but keeping up with the bills and things that are passing. All right, back over to missing legislators. Interesting. Republican. All right. Anyway, hopefully you guys' week has been going pretty good. Pretty solid weeks or days. It's only Tuesday, so I guess Monday. Some people don't even trade on Monday, so I was in that camp at first. I was like, man, I'm just not gonna trade on Monday. But I'm finding the pattern that I'm looking at even on Mondays. So I'm like, Monday and Wednesday used to be the worst days for me, but looking for this pattern, I'm like, you know what? I can find this thing. Even and well, I can find this thing. I just don't need to be greedy. If I get 25 cents, 30 cents, get out. Don't be a greedy dog. But yeah, again, we got a this is oil. Let's go back to the SPY NQ. Where you at, NQ? Yeah, so we got this little high point up here right at 20,000. Let's look back at the higher time frame to see what we got going here. So we know 19,400 is a major little point that it was at, but that does not mean that it is done with that sell-off. We started a little uptrend, but it can easily come back, come back and fill that gap and come on back down. So definitely don't want to think we're just all in the clear to the upside, but we just follow the market if in day trade. So if it's going up, you know, things with betas that follow the market probably are going to be going up. It is harder to trade things that don't follow anything, like Baba yesterday. Baba, it doesn't care about the market, so the market's going up or down. It just is what it is. Let's see, Baba. So right here, Baba came in here 140, opened up and started running. Now I saw Baba on my large cap scanner. It did not end up giving me that move that I kind of like when it's high volume, and it just grinded higher. So from 140 all the way up to 148, dipped down a little bit and then back up. So yeah, Baba was one. I don't know. I've always looked at Baba as just a day trade, but I think it pays a dividend as well, or something like that. I think. Alibaba. Actually, this isn't where I want to be. I want to be over here. BABA. Alibaba Group Holding Limited American Depository Shares. Okay, yeah, they pay a dividend, but they stopped paying it out. So they stopped in 2024. The dollar. Yeah. So no dividend on Alibaba. People's Republic of China. I just try to stay away from Chinese stocks, to be honest. You never know what's going to go on, especially in the long term. Um, Anything can happen that can drop or affect those prices majorly. So basically, here on my journal says weekly. So Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. So Mondays has actually been my most profitable day, and Wednesday. The two worst days that I usually have been the most profitable in this month. Hourly looks like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, because most of the large caps move. I give them an hour and something before I even get into them. And then I save the open for small caps. So Not that much in the open that I actually do. Volume by price, $2 to $5. Lost 19 bucks. Um, Large caps made some money. I didn't even know I made that much. Okay, on large caps, 100 to 499. So I made the most out of large caps, and then 50 to 99. Oh no, this is volume. I was like, wait a minute, is this price? No, this is price. Okay. So the most between 5 and 9.99. Um, $2 to $5, just a little bit, but for the most part, over $5. 10 to 19, 20 to 49, and then 100 to 99. Then over that, I traded that MSTR, which was not what I should have been doing. So this is TraderSync, where I can pretty much create an evaluator. Let's see if I wanted to evaluate how I did on Mondays. Or, oh, this isn't right. Let's say, so this is my mistakes. Let's do mistakes, no catalyst trades. I guess it's not populating. Okay. Whatever. Drawdown. Ooh. Had a little bit of drawdown during one of these days. It's like I drew down and then, oh, okay, yeah, and then came back up. Interesting. They also got this AI assistant out here that can answer any questions about your trading. You're like, yo, what's messing me up? What is my problem in my trading? What is my problem in my trading? It's thinking. Analyzing data, generalizing. Okay, so here's what it seems. Hold up, buddy. I want to read. All right, so here's what I'm seeing in your trading performance. The bar chart below, top 10 mistakes by profit factor, highlights the mistakes impacting your profitability the most. Top 10 mistakes so far. So one is low relative standard deviation, low relative volume, IPOs. Yeah, anything that has less than a year of trading, I used to do bad on. Gap under 20%. So trading things that are like, 5% that are low floats, it just doesn't work. So I'm looking for pretty much over 10. Missed the setup entry and enter late. Needed to focus on the market, the overall market. Okay. Holding through the breakdown of my ATRs is definitely a bad thing. No way to calculate all the values. So sometimes when things are fresh, like let's say if they're less than a year old, they may not have a float, or they may be missing some type of information that I use to trade. And so yeah, that's not good. ATR under 1 for a large cap. So yeah, ATR or large caps that don't really have a range, I lose money. It appears, blah, 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 no way to calculate. Okay. So yeah, you can just ask AI, hey, what is my problem in trading? And it'll go through and show you. You can keep asking questions and all that stuff. So it's pretty good. All right. But anyway, setups for this time has been the ATR high break and hold above ATRs. That's been the most profit. Mistakes. Looks like below the ATR. So pretty much the only mistake, just trading below ATR high. All right, back out here. But yeah, today looks like it's gonna be a pretty chill day. Nothing really, really exciting happening in the small cap world right now. Sometimes it's so hard for me to just be like, you know what, I'm gonna let my scanners work and let them bring me something. Cause I'm looking through and I'm like, man, I can dig for something, but I just had to get away from that thought process and just chill. Just chill. TOS doesn't open up trading until 6 though anyway, but it's 30 minutes out of, after 6 and we're still not seeing any um real motion. Let's go look the one that I traded yesterday and see if it is actually still going up. CVRO. CROV. Okay. Yeah. So breaking down this point down here back under the 868 is going to be pretty bad. Now this one had earnings news yesterday, and that's why I really wasn't too greedy on its earning news. So I was like, if it does go up, great. It may go up some more in aftermarket, but I'm just going to capture the pattern that is right here. Hit this, got a nice little body block candle at the top of this move. 868 fell. And on this one, I wasn't sure, so I just kind of left this one alone. I was like, I'm gonna give it some time. It came back up, hit the 866, 68 again. I was like, okay, that kind of verifies that body block area of the 868. And then it came back down. And I was thinking about trying to buy this low down here, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait. I waited for the candle to close, and on this candle, I started entering. After I saw it go green and hold green for quite a bit of time, I was like, okay, let's go ahead and jump into this thing. So confirmation is kind of big for me. And it definitely takes some patience because this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15-minute bars. So that is quite a bit of waiting. Now, of course, I'm able to go and do things. If I see this and I see the body block come up and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give it some time. So I may have been doing whatever, walking around, doing other work during this time. And I just keep my eye on it and get a nice little pop. Looks like the NQ wants to travel back down and test this previous bottom. It doesn't have a whole bunch of touches here, I don't think. Let me see. Get rid of some of these lines on the chart. I really just want to have the levels that have been touched multiple times, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Okay, I back that up. So the only other level up here is 2000. So where it hit basically is where it has touched quite a bit of times back here. Like 2,100 or 20,100 is where it's been and where it hit its head right here. Go ahead and mark this. I just put a little midpoint there, somewhere in here. Edit. Previously tested. I'll make that one a little purple as well. I think it was that color. Something like that. Okay. So about 600 bucks between where it was and so it's just kind of trading within this zone now. So can it come back down and retest this 19,400? That'll be cool. I haven't really got a whole bunch of times to trade XOXS and XOXL. Their inverses, or XOXL follows the market, but XOXS is a inverse of the market. Every time I get ready to trade them, I see a small cap moving, more. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take the bigger opportunity. If there isn't a small cap moving, then I would be more willing to trade those as a last resort. But they kind of move like large floats. They kind of chop around. And so, if I can find a small cap that's gonna pay me quickly, I'm way more focused in on that. So this is the level, and I didn't even know this was that level. So that's why it has so much problem up here. And we'll see if it can just consolidate in this level and confirm again one of these sides. Either hit the 20,000 again or hit this 19,400. And it's coming right back down to previous days ATR highs. That's where it stopped, basically. 19,900. And another thing that I'm realizing is the market. It's hard to read when you look too far back. It depends on what kind of trade you're trying to do. And sometimes when you look too far back, let's say for a day trade, you can actually scare yourself out of trading, right? You can see so far back and be like, man, here's the level, here's this, that. You can make all this stuff up and actually scare yourself out of trading. What I'm realizing is for retail traders, a lot of them aren't looking back into the prehistoric era. You know what I mean? A lot of them are saying, okay, what is happening today in the market? What news is happening today that can affect this instrument today? And by doing that, it kind of, limits where you are uh well, it limits your expectations of what the market could do, but it also expands. Like, let's say for a small cap that's up, 70% or 50%, you're like, okay, well, if this thing keeps going, it could reach 150. It could reach XYZ because it has this low flow and it can go, but we need the overall market to support that thing, that idea on the day. And that's why that beta is so important. So you don't get scorched while the market is going down and you're trying to get into something that you like, but the market doesn't like. ADTX just popped up on the low floats, just hit a million shares traded. Let's go look at that. ADTX here. ADTX, what's your news? I know. Oops, not dividend. Press releases. 18 minutes ago, this therapeutics announced its submission of federal government funding proposals and provides corporate ADITXT transaction update. Okay, so focus on drug development for infectious diseases and medical countermeasures. Today announced that the company, along with its partners, have submitted applications for 4 new federal funding opportunities. The funding, if awarded, if awarded, would total up to 117.5 million and support the company's efforts to advance urgent infectious disease treatments aligned with critical public health priorities. Okay. So these words here, if awarded, would total up to 17 million. So this is a lot of hope here. A lot of dreams. Let's see. Let's go to ADTX over here. ADTX. 2 million shares traded right now. ADTX biotech company engages in the development, commercialization of technologies that focus on improving the health through monitoring and modulating the immune system. The company develops ADTX score that allows individuals to understand, manage, and monitor their immune profiles in order to be informed about attacks on or by their immune system. Okay, so skin grafting, psoriasis, type 1 diabetes, and multiple sclerosis. ADTX Inc. has a license agreement with Loma Linda University and Leland Stanford Junior University. The company formerly known as ADITX Therapeutics Inc. And changed its name to ADTXT Inc. in July 2021. It was incorporated in 2017, headquartered in Richmond, Virginia. Okay. That's a lot of hope, man. If they get it, you know. Let's go look at the larger time frames over here. ADTX is up 32% with 2 million shares traded. It has a AT. Whoa, that's a big ATR. What in the world? $4.60 on that ATR. Hold up. Okay, so let's look back here. Okay, yeah, $4.85. That is quite a bit of ATR. It has a gap up here that it looks like it gapped down. Had a top of 1345. So that's a big ATR, man. Let's go ahead and calculate where that ATR will land. Let me clear this drawing set. Okay, so right now, based on yesterday, the ATR high would be at the 988. But today, we had a close of 411 yesterday. So that's the close. So we will calculate this out. 411. And then we'll go over here and grab the ATR. 459 from yesterday. 459, which is quite a bit. Plus 459. And where's that ATR high? 870. 870. Whew, that thing's got a long way to go to get back up to ATR high. Let's see. So we'll edit. ATR high. No pre-market. 870. That is a long way away. And I'll put a date on this as well. So 3.18.25 or 25. That's, yeah. I don't know if it's going to be able to reach that. That is a long way up there. If it does get up there, I mean, it could get knocked down, but only up 27%. That's a crazy ATR, to be honest. It may, I don't know. I don't know what we're just gonna have to see if this thing, what a pullback looks like, and if it can start getting body blocked at some point for a move back up. But at this point, I don't know. Bottom down here was at 384, so about $2 back to the downside. Let's see what we got. And right now, this is the leading low float mover that is above $2, above 10%. And so that's why I'm kind of focused on it. Like, okay, is there opportunity here? And can it give me the setup that I'm looking for? Again, I'm using 15-minute bars, so don't let my bars confuse you if you're trading on lower time frames. You know, these are 15-minute bars. If you're trading within the candle, then you're probably seeing a little bit deeper level than me. But, you know, I just like the 15s. The high up here, 618. This previous level, it came up into this level at 480, traded down. Came up to 480, traded down, and then came back and broke this 480 level. Let's actually go and look at the float and all of that on this. We did not look into that too hard. All right, so let's go to statistics. Float is under a million. Insiders, oh my goodness, that's a low insider. And institutions, it's almost like there's nobody here. Let's go. We already read that. Let's go look somewhere else. ADTX. Float over here. Wow, wait a minute. 78.89 million public float. Is this the right ADTX? Yep, right there. Yeah, this is it. So this one is reporting 78. That is a pretty high float. We got to be careful of that, especially in the pre-market here. This one's saying under a million. So we got a little bit of confliction here. Let's go to FinViz, ADTX. Float under, or yeah, under a million. So two saying under a million, one saying 78. ADTX. Where that float? Stock screener, financials, statistics. Short float under a million. So we got three sources other than MarketWatch saying under a million. Okay. And shares outstanding under a million as well. Float 78. So we got, I don't know, it's a little bit of a back and forth with this float. Some of them are saying 78. Let's go look and see if it has any kind of shelf registrations. We're just gonna have to see how it moves, I guess, because I'm not sure what the truth is here. Says it has a pretty large float. I'll just look back into it and see what kind of motions it has. But let me see. This is ADTX. And and we'll say indecisive, not indecisive, but mismatch information. Mismatch, and I'm just typing it over here on my notes. Mismatch float information data. I'll look back into it later on, but this one, I don't know. We'll have to see, you know, does it want to actually move like a low float, or is it going to chop around in pre-market? Because if it chops around in pre-market, it'll definitely chop around in the intraday because there are no halts in pre-market. So, you know, it's going to go. This is the time for it to go. Coming up to that $6 whole dollar level. Tapping it, finding resistance there a little bit. 8 minutes away from the 7 o'clock hour. Point of control is at 545 here, so the majority of the trading during this period is 545. It is higher than last period of the before it did this breakout. We have been in a downtrend, so will it break this downtrend here or what? Can it hold over 5? There's a lot of questions here. One, what is the float actually? Two, is this the day it's going to break this downtrend? It's got the ATR high all the way up here at the 870. So quite a bit of work to do here. ATR on this thing is $4.60. I just can't believe it. Let's see. So it moved on this day from 8 down to 5. So that's about $3. On this day from 10.53 down to 8. Not exactly $4, but definitely some motion. Yeah. Very interesting. Pausing at that whole dollar level. Usually most things that are hot, they just get going. You know, they're ripping through these levels. But this one's kind of pedaling around, which makes me think is actually a higher float than not. Slipping through there a little bit. We'll see what the first body block looks like. If it, is it going to dive through the floor, or is it going to actually just consolidate? $0.05 over 6. That's not exciting. Yeah, so we don't want to get trapped up in something like this, mismatch information and all that. We got to really see what the emotion is in this stock. And we can already see from back here in pre-market, wicks have started. So it is in a previous level that was contested. Then it had this big wick, then it had another little wick. So can it start just making full bodies and stop with the wicking? 5 cents. It just keeps going 5 cents over, and that's not moving like a small cap. Usually those small caps, it's like bloop right up here, $8. Yeah, I'm not liking that this choppiness on this so-called small cap. I'm glad that the scanner found it. But it has some things that are a little bit wonky about it. And so we have to take that into consideration. Oh, what's the beta score on this one? This one, it doesn't care what the market does. It's got a 0.11 beta, super low beta. So it does not care if the market's going up, down, all around. Now, the beta is positive, so it would be more on the side of following the market, but with it being that low, it doesn't care. It can do whatever it wants. It's almost a 5 million shares traded, and it's hasn't actually pulled back yet. It's just been struggling with this $6 level. We got 3 minutes to the close of this 15-minute candle. And I would say that this is the top of a move. So if we see a body block up here, I would count it as that, because it's definitely been moving up multiple candles, and we're just looking for that first body block and how it reacts. So $6 hold out of level. Is it gonna knock it under those 575s? Two minutes left, and it looks like this candle is going to be closing with the wick as well. It's looking quite wicky today. Okay, pushing back up there a little bit. The minute to go. But this is an aggressive momentum. Moving 10 cents when you got an ATR of $4. So just based on the ATR alone, if we were to say, okay, well, this thing has ATR of 459, 25%, or let's just say 10%, 10% of this. So times 0.10 will be 45 cents. So let's say if your goal is to capture 10% of its ATR, that's 45 cents of profit, right? We're seeing it struggle with 10% or 10 cents, right? It's like, okay, if this is supposed to be easy for you, this is 10%, but it's actually struggling with what, like 2%, 0.02, or times 0.02, struggling with this, struggling with 2%. That's not what we like to see. Anyway, it looks like it's starting to get a body block here at 586. It's got 5 million shares traded on it, so people are definitely here. We will see if this is an actual body block. We'll, what is this? 587. Gotta go red, my boy. Gotta pull back. You got room down here. Now, below this 482, that's not what we want to see. That's previous level that it got pushed down to. We don't want to see it below that. Come on, big boy. Point of control 569 right now. It's a little bit more red. Doesn't move faster down than it did up. Interesting. Hmm. Not a whole lot of wiggle room here, huh? Top of this was from 592, and it's hovering right at that point of control right now, 569. Six million shares traded in here and still no push up. You know, we've seen things on way less volume do more, more upward motion than this. So it broke that 560, and now the new point of control seems to be that 553. It's going down, and it actually broke the bottom of this previous candle. So this will be our body block here. Not saying it's going to get back up, but just showing you how I kind of look at these things. Body block. Beep. All right, so came down here and actually broke the bottom of that candle. This thing's gonna have 10 million shares after a while. This much attention. It must be one of the only things that can move with range, because people are dumping money into this. I don't know to the short side or the long side, but doesn't matter. I don't have any skin in the game right now. $5.86. $0.10 away from that 550 breakdown. See if we can close around 550. $5.55. Breaking down 550 a little bit. Definitely some faster movement down than up though. $7.09s. Seems like somebody's trying to hold that 550, but this count still has 5 minutes to go. I don't know if they got enough money to hold it for 5 minutes. SCNX just popped up 14%. SCNX. This one was a mover from yesterday. Let me see if they dropped any more news here. SCNX. We'll see if it can run past ADTX. Okay, last news for this one was on March 6th. Let's look over here. Statistics, float, 4 million insiders, very large insider holding. Where is this company from? This company is from Tampa, Florida. It operates as a health services IT company It offers an online web-based buying and selling platform for licensed pharmaceutical wholesalers to sell brand, generic, and non-drug products and services to government organizations, hospitals, clinics, and independent pharmacies. Scienture Holdings Inc. Okay, headquartered in Tampa, Florida. All right, so it is back up here towards the highs. Let's go and do some ATR calculations on this one. So the previous pre-market ATR, what was that from? It was from something. But the close of yesterday was at 248. So 240, let's grab our calculator. So we got 248. And then we're going to add the ATR from yesterday, 46 cents. So plus 46. That's going to be 294. 294 ATR on this one. 294 right up in here. Move, and that's going to be our ATR no pre-market. So will it start holding over that level? ATR high, no pre-market. High, no pre-market. 3/18/25. 2025. All right. So 294. Change this to blue. Bam. Okay, so it's trading a little bit above the ATR high. We'll see if it can get up off of this and start holding it, or if it wants to play below it. Other thing we want to look at is over here on the higher time frame. We got max sale size. Let's see. So this is our ATR 294. Had a top, or got held down here to 325. So that's only 15 cents away at 325. Okay, so we got a level that may be a level of interest. Then above that 325, we have up here to 362. Again, it doesn't really have the catalyst for it. It is now just jumping up to 320. I think it's getting a little bit of gasoline in its tank above this 294 level. I just want to make sure it's not going to crash back down. It's up 24%. ADTX is up 27%. It has caught up quickly to ADTX in volume. It just had like 1 million volume just a couple of seconds ago. So it's about to take the #1 spot in volume and attention. And so SCNX, it also has a very high beta score. So it will be something that if the market is going up, it's going to help it. If the market is going down, it's just not. But definitely some things to consider there. ATX and SCNX are the top two that I'm seeing right now. A lot of volume coming in here. Holy. Are you going to give me a pullback or no? Okay, so it got up to that 325 level. That's that body of that other candle. This is moving more like a low float. Definitely. Almost 6 million. Yeah, it's gonna fly through. It's gonna fly by ADTX here. But this 325 was a level of interest. And then the top of this is 362. Let's go back a little bit more. Not really seeing anything else that I just find super interesting. I mean, it could go to 371. But above that, I don't know. All right, so let's jump back over here. So coming back down to that 325 level, we'll see what kind of pullback and how it holds this 294. And it's about to cross over. Let's go look at the, it's about to take the lead position. What was that float on this one? Yeah, float was 4.4 million. Insiders very high. Let's go make sure that that is the same across the board. SCNX. Scienture Holdings floats over here is 4.62. Okay, nice. And SCTX. Wait, SCNX. Floats. Okay, so a lot of alignment here with the floats. Statistics, float, yep, same. That's what we like to see. We like to see everybody on the same page. Okay, healthcare, health technology, all that good stuff. Where's your float? Oh, there's a float. Float 8.89 still. That's a pretty low float. Okay, let's look at your shelf registrations. Let's see. Okay, no shelf registrations. All right, so this one is going to definitely be one that I'm watching today. Kind of pausing around this 325 level again. We already figured out where that ATR is. We want to see it kind of hold above this. I would preferably like to see it go a little bit further and maybe challenge like the 360 level and then pull back to this ATR. But I mean, if it crashes out the ATR, well. But yeah, it's taking the lead now. Lead position with 7 million shares traded, going towards 10 million in there. A very exciting motion here. Now this thing actually jumped up from $2, so about $1 move there. Now the ATR on this one is usually 46 cents, so definitely doubled the ATR just on this move alone. $2, so that's gonna bump up that ATR on the open. But that 325 is showing a little bit of testing. Looks like it's coming down, tapping the top side and bouncing back up. So maybe a little bit of bullish action there, but still not the setup I'm looking for. Yeah. Keep going up. We'll be looking for you to hold this 294 for sure. That's our kind of like the line in the sand, especially if it goes on up to like 360s or whatnot. You know, just hold that $3 level and let's continue to ramp up. It's been on an uptrend anyway. Over here, we can see it started at the low of $1 and has been kind of having a trend here upward. We don't know when that trend is going to stop or what, but we know that it is definitely gapping up. And another thing is we can keep in mind what is the SPY, what is the NQ doing right now? That's going to affect this one because it has such a high beta score. So right now, let's go max here. Max size. Okay, so this is looking like it is descending. If this NQ breaks down, I'm going to be looking for this stock SCNX to drop a little bit. And then if we get some green play on the SPY and the NQ, I'm going to be looking for this thing to be going up. But right now, this looks bearish, so I wouldn't be touching this at this point because of that high beta score. For a low float to have a beta of like 2, it really cares about the market. You know what I mean? So I don't want to get caught while the market's looking bad on something like this. We already got our levels up here, levels of interest and all of that, but we have to look at the overall market. So it came to that 325 level that we were talking about, and it's showing some resistance, but it's showing resistance because the NQ, the overall market, is looking a little downwards. So I don't know if it's going to be able to continue right now, but later on in the day, it may be able to. It's about to hit 10 million shares here traded. We're just going to be patient. But hey, this one may give some opportunity, may give me some profit today. as it ends up forming a body block and then going back and retesting if the SPY wants to get up and go. But definitely seeing some contention over here on the SPY. So we haven't seen this many wicks in a while. It's been pretty smooth movement in and out of these. But then we see this. We see things like this where there seems to be buyers that don't want this to go down, right? So I'm wondering, will shorts attack these levels right here to get it to go down? It looks like they don't want it to go down, but one, it's under the ATR high, and it has room back down to, I don't know if it can go all the way down to 19,400, but it does have a little bit of a resting period. Let's just zoom back a little bit. So we had this gap back here to 19,600, right? It went up, tested 2000s. It could move back to this gap to the 19,700s, but we'll just have to see how things go today. But I just like to keep all of this in mind and keep that beta in mind. Let me put that over here on my notes too. So SNX beta, high beta for a low float, high beta for low float. All right, so that's that. All right, so just taking notes and, staying out of the way, looking for some profits. It's about to hit 10 million shares traded here, and it's still kind of trading around this 325. I was expecting it to push on off, but like I said, the NQ is looking a little bearish, so maybe there's some indecision by the buyers to really want to attack this thing. It hit 10 million and it is moving. Does it want to get back below the 325s and retry? They're trying hard to push this thing up, but the market's just not in agreement. Anyway, I got about 6 minutes left. I have not seen my setup yet. I will let you guys know if I see it in the Discord. Of course, I post pictures and screenshots and all that good stuff. Usually you'll see it way before, because usually I post a picture of the body block itself and be like, hey, this thing looks like it's body blocking, you know. But we'll see how the day goes. I am excited to see where SCNX wants to go. It does not have catalyst on the day, but it is a previous mover. So we can look back here or look at this gap actually that is within right now. So it had a gap here from 236. It's already fully filled that gap yesterday and playing above that level. I don't know if it has any gaps further back though. Let's see. Any gaps further back that is trying to fill? Not that I see. Not that I see at all. Okay. So no other gaps that I'm seeing. Anyway, I got about 5 minutes left on the stream. We've got some good analysis. We kind of see how things are moving, what's moving, what's going to be the competition for anything else that wants to come up on the day. We see ADTX just was not the one. It was some mismatched information, and I guarantee you a lot of people saw it and they were like, yeah, we're good. And then SCNX pops up and they're like, oh, we're on this one, right? Because there's a lot of information that's the same across the board, so a lot of people are seeing the same information. But we'll see. Market showing a little bit of green. It may get on over that 325, but the market is kind of flipping back and forth between green on this bar and red on this bar. So, but if it stays green, it's probably gonna get over that 325. A little bit of sell off there. Point of control right now is at the 307. These are the top two that I'll be watching. If anything else pops up, great. Or if it's a large cap that I'm need to play today, I will be ready for that as well. To give those the first hour and 30 minutes. So I focus on the small caps during the open, see what they're doing. If it looks better than some of the large caps, then that's where I'll be. And but if the large caps are doing their thing, that's where I will participate. Or mid caps, mid or large, doesn't matter. The other thing you got to think about is if SCNX is the best that we have on today, a no catalyst stock, its performance will show us a lot about the overall small cap market. What's the sentiment? Is this thing, does it go in the halts? What's the sentiment around here? If it's the best that we got, the majority of the people are watching it. Um, so we'll have to see that as well. The market is going up. This thing should be going up with the market. I don't know why it's going down. It should be getting back up here to this 325. Maybe it's a late follower. It's not a super. Oh, there it is going up. It's not a super strong like 3, 4, 5 beta, but it's 2. So maybe it's a late follower. And if the market starts popping, it may give a nice little move out of here. But right now it's a bunch of indecision, and I don't like trying to guesstimate what the market is doing. You know, be like, oh yeah, the market's going up here, and then it flips, and then SCNX dives. I like to see the market making a trend already and then playing off of that trend. But coming back up there to that 325, we got 2 minutes left, and I'm about to get on down. 1 minute left, and I'm about to get on down. But yeah, appreciate you guys for tuning in for sure. Kind of know what I'm looking at, and I'll be jumping into the Discord shortly, but I got to get ready to get up out of here. And as always, again, we come to the, oh, I forgot I don't have my lights on, do I? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It when I first get up, it's early in the morning. I don't feel like turning the lights on. It's dark, and I just sit in the dark and look at the markets. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. We'll continue watching, see if anything else better comes up than these two. But you know, um, definitely looking for catalysts. It's still the beginning of the week, so catalysts can definitely drop at any time. But that is it for me today. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.